Hey guys, and welcome back to another video where we're gonna try and push to gold 1. We're playing Geoguessr duels, and we started our first video with 5 games where we won all 5 games. Honestly, a great start to this video, and yeah, let's see if we can keep moving up, moving forward, and we will be playing another 5 games today, so let's see what the first one has in store for us. And yeah, so as you can see, we got 5 games, 5 win streak here. We are playing someone with a much higher overall rating and moving rating, so this will probably be a tougher game. But first game of the day, I'm excited. Let's see what we get here. So obviously we see the sun is in the towards the south, so I want to see somewhere in the north. Um, okay, in the middle, so it could be south or north. We don't see any yellow lines on the road, so definitely not South Africa. Queensland, so we're gonna be in Australia here, and we're just gonna region get somewhere outside Brisbane. Let's see. Wow, he got it down to the city. We're definitely playing a sweat here. I don't know if there was anything that gave Canes away there, but yeah, it's a great guess from him. Yeah, not sure we could have got anything any better on that, but yeah, let's see what we have here. We're There is Cyrillic language all around us, so we are going to be mostly in Russia here. Uh, Although we do have a red card, so we're gonna guess Ukraine. Yeah, this is gonna be useless, we can't read that, but as you can see, we do have a red car. And we were wrong, we were actually in Russia, we should have gone with our gut there. Would have probably got a better guess, but the guard did have a red front, so I did think we were in Ukraine. Maybe we shouldn't have gone with the meta there, should have gone with our initial instincts that we were in Russia. But yeah, this is not looking too good. We're already down to 1,800 points after the first two rounds. Let's see if we can make some points back here. Some language there, let's see what it says. Okay, so we're in Turkey. It's quite green, slightly hilly. We should be either to the very north or to the very south. Just gonna get somewhere in the middle to just hedge our bets. And yep, we were to the south, so we were closer, barely any closer, just 2 kilometers, so not much damage. But yeah, great guess from us. So okay, Cyrillic again. They do have that specific B, which is specific to some country. I'm not too sure. Uh, it's an interesting sign. Haven't come across those before, so I think this is Russia though. Regardless, yeah. .ru. We are going to be in Russia here. Um, just gonna read and guess between Mongolia and Kazakhstan. Usually the flatter region in the country. We are pretty flat here, and yeah, nothing else to go off of again. Don't know Russia too well like that. Wow, honestly, I'm pretty impressed with that. We were in the right kind of area, but so was our opponent, so we did not put too much of a damage on him. And instantly, I'm pretty sure we are in India here. This looks very Indian, quite urban. So this is going to be it's going to be a major city here. Yep, that's an Indian institution. We're outside like a school or a college building. And I think this is Pune. Yep, we're in Pune outside. ISER. So we're gonna guess in Maharashtra, in Pune. And yeah, we should definitely get more points than our opponent here. Although it's pretty evident it's got Pune written in large, so unless our opponent doesn't know where Pune is, rather than because the beginner city that you zoom in, you can see it, so it shouldn't be too hard for him. Yeah, he's not too far. Yeah. Okay, this is our third round in a row that we won, but we barely created any sort of dent on his on his points. So we're in the UK here with the number plates, and A92 is gonna be somewhere inland. Um, we see the A40, 830. A92 is probably gonna be a bit more north, I wanna say. Although we do see 827 right here, so yeah, not sure in which order it goes to. I know in the US they all follow like the odd and even, it goes from south to north and then east to west or west to east, but yeah, not too sure what the pattern is here. He has guessed, so we are slightly under pressure. I didn't want to explore, so I do see A64 was a bit more to the right, so I think it's going to be significantly more north. We're just going to guess as north as we can before the time runs out. And wow, it was between Aberdeen and Dundee. Yeah, I feel like if we had more time, we would have definitely gotten closer, but it is what it is. Okay, instantly I am thinking we're in Southeast Asia, or East Asia for sure. This could be Thailand, I want to say. No, we have English, so it's gonna be Philippines for most part, or Indonesia, but they do not have the pavemented roads, like the cement roads. So this is most likely gonna be Indonesia. It's got the Indonesian rupiah sign, RP. So we are in Indonesia. We're probably close to one of the major cities, but we're just gonna region guess here. Yep. He did commit too close to Java, the island of Java. So yeah, not too bad of a round for us, but we are almost out here. I don't see us winning this because this guy is good, and I do think we're in an area which might be familiar. Yeah. Oh, there's a Sweden flag right there. I've messed up. Panic guessed into Norway, and we're somehow in the game. He did guess Sweden, but it turned out to be at a similar latitude level as our guess. So yeah, definitely saved us a few points there. And let's see. Yeah, nothing to go off of here. Um, we are going north, and we do see a shadow behind us. So northern hemisphere for sure. And yeah, it's gonna guess India. Just to cover a bit more basis of the region of India, maybe Southeast Asia, Thailand. But yeah, honestly, not much to go off of. That doesn't look like India for sure. And it was in fact Thailand, so oh wow, we're definitely back in this. I did feel it was a bit more towards Thailand, but again, panic guessed and yeah, got wrong. This is definitely South America. We are either in Chile or Argentina here. They do usually have those kind of skateboards. Yeah. Punto Blanco. Blanque. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's home to any specific country. Not too sure what Marcus said. This might also just be like a local store. I don't think this is like a countrywide chain that this should be like popular within any country. But yeah, I think nothing has to go off of. I mean, it's just Spanish all around. At least with Europe, each country has its own language for most parts. So you can almost narrow it down to two countries. We do have it narrowed down to Chile and Argentina, but those are two pretty big countries, and we do not have too many points to play around with, so we do have to get an accurate guess here. I do still think, okay, it does say Banco de Nación Argentina, so we're probably gonna be in Buenos Aires there. It looks pretty urban, and oh wow, we were out in the San Luis province. Um, interesting. We were closer, so we did put a bit more damage on our opponent here, but again, nothing to be too scared of. This is gonna be, with the overtake signs, it's gonna be Spain or Mexico. I do think it's a bit more Mexico because of the vegetation. However, I do think on second thought that this might be Spain. Yeah, just giving a bit more of a Spanish vibe. Should have gone Spain. We would have definitely won there. Yeah, we're throwing the game at this point. We're entering round 12. And yeah, if we lose from this point on, it will be because of our own mistake. Should have definitely got Spain. I have panicked, guessed into three guesses now, and that's definitely cost me this round. But hopefully we should get it close. This is definitely European with the with the license plate. Bit hilly, so not too sure what part. It looks pretty rural. Could be around Romania. I want to say because Romania does have hills towards the middle of the country. Oh, we were in Greece. So, wow, fair play. Yeah, we definitely threw that game. Uh, Disappointing performance from us after those 5 wins. I feel like probably if we continued playing on the same day, we would have won. We had great momentum going, but yeah, we had the right thoughts. We kept making the wrong 50-50 calls. So that's not an ideal start to this video, but that's okay. Let's move into the next game and hopefully redeem ourselves. We're playing the same guy again, so we do know that he's good. So yeah, this is gonna be South Korea with the language. This is gonna get between Seoul and Incheon. Not too much to go. This could definitely be somewhere a bit more south, but yeah, definitely much more south. Wow, this is Africa. Quite green. This is the Republic of Ghana, so we're gonna be in Ghana. Gonna guess, yeah, just somewhere between Accra and Kumasi, just because. Well, it is gonna be closer to one of those two places, just because it's not going to be. Wow, we were close to the border of Togo, which is really interesting. I don't think I've ever had one of the rounds where we were closer to the border. We were usually around or in Accra or Kumasi, but that's a new one for us. I think we're back in Europe here with the little brick hut roofs and also the blue Geoguessr car. Pretty flat, a lot of agriculture around us. This could also be Japan, or like one of those rice paddy fields. Or I said China would be a good guess, but China is not part of the game. Yeah, not much to go about. We just have to keep going until find something. Not clear what it says. Domingo, I think is what one of them was saying. We might be in Spain here or Mexico. Again, it's a 50-50, but and we were in Spain and we got our 50-50 wrong again. Yeah, not an ideal start from us. We're right outside Valencia, which is quite interesting. I think there's gonna be Ghana again. And slightly hilly. It's not too hilly though. We're gonna have to get somewhere closer to the middle here. Yeah, just outside Kamasi. Oh wow, interesting. We were surprisingly outside Accra, which I mean I don't know the physical map of Ghana, but I did not think that it was hilly on that side. So that's something to take a note of as we go on to the next few rounds. But again, we're just gonna guess in and around Canberra here. We know this is going to be Australia. Those bollards, however, they are specific to a region. I'm not sure which. Uh, yep, specific to Queensland. Definitely need to learn those so we can, have a better region guess for Australia because I feel like Australia is a pretty big country and you could, sometimes if you get Western Australia, somewhere around Perth, you could definitely have more damage because usually people do guess in and around, Canberra and Sydney. So definitely a good country to learn for region guesses. Oh wow, that's us out. We were in Peru, we went for Rwanda. Yeah, not ideal. We messed up with the 50-50 with Mexico and Spain. That's where it all went downhill. I think I'm gonna now change to no move. Moving's not going as per plan. And I feel like with no move, it's a bit more on your instincts, bit more on the region guesses, which I feel like should be better for us. I also don't want to play the same guy again, and he's definitely playing moving. So let's see. Okay, this is definitely giving me Russia vibes with the flat, uh, the thin rectangular number plate, the road sign. Don't see much through the number plates as well for the cars. So we're just gonna guess outside Kazakhstan here. It is quite flat. That area does have few bridges. Yep, not a bad guess from us. We were in that similar region of between Kazakhstan and Mongolia, but in Russia. That is usually the flatter parts. And yeah, great guess from us. A lot of sheeps here. This could either be New Zealand or the UK. It does give more of a UK vibe, I want to say, just because I don't know the shrubs on the side of the road are a bit more British in my opinion. Yep, we were in the UK. We were a bit more south towards Bath and Bristol, which is interesting. Yeah, he went for New Zealand. I don't blame him. Now we didn't even have the sun to go off of anything. So honestly, New Zealand's not a bad guess. It's just a shame that it's on the opposite side of the world. And with this one, honestly, no idea. Nama plates are not giving us anything. We are in Europe though, so we can just have a nice region guess in the middle of Europe. We're in Germany, France, Belgium, just because, why not? And we're in Finland. Wow, I wonder how he got that. I did not see any flag or usually we get it by the trees or the road sign, but there was literally nothing there, so yeah, fair play to this one. We do see New Zealand written and it's slightly hilly, so we're gonna be in Southern Ireland. I'm just gonna get close to Wellington regardless just to cover off our bases, but this is definitely gonna be a bit more south. So shouldn't be too bad. Oh wow, we're actually in the north. So it's a good thing we went closer to Wellington. We would have definitely lost a bit more points there, but uh, he finally did get his New Zealand gas spirit. This is gonna be either Peru or Bolivia. Um, yeah, either outside Tricuelo in Peru or outside La Paz, Sucre in Bolivia. So I'm just gonna guess in the middle. And we're actually outside Lima, which is quite interesting because Lima is the capital city of Peru, and it looked quite run down there. So that's interesting. But that's our first win of the day. I think playing no move was definitely the move. Huh, that's funny. Yeah. Our instincts are better, obviously. I feel like in the moving rounds, our instincts were right, but we went away from it based on more information, and we messed up our 50-50. So I think no move is definitely what we're gonna stick with for the next three games as well. And Atlanta's Beauty Midway, the yellow taxis, that's those are home to Colombia. The two yellow road lines in the middle is also home to Colombia. We do see the dollars as well, and we see the WhatsApp uh, almuerzos. That is Spanish and not Portuguese. So I think we're gonna guess Colombia here. Shouldn't be Brazil for most parts, although it is quite green. So we're just gonna get somewhere, yeah, between Colombia, basically in the Amazon rainforest to cover Colombia and Brazil. But yeah, yeah, we've actually guessed it in the water, so it's not ideal, but it's just to cover up our bases. But he is from Brazil, so we were in Ecuador. So honestly, not a bad guess. We were in that region, the little green foresty basin of South America, the little belt. But yeah, just a good region guess. I did think we were in Colombia, however, so that's not good that we got it wrong, but it's fine. We were closer than his guess. So we're gonna be in Japan here. Yep, definitely Japan with those triangular stop signs with both English and Japanese. We're gonna be somewhere with. I don't think this is the north, just because well I've not seen it in the north like this. Could be, could be Taiwan, couldn't it? This looks similar, but I do think this should be Japan. Oh wow, we're actually in the north. Just everything I said was just wrong, but yeah, we're quite north there to San Hokkaido, which is quite interesting. White pickup truck, pretty dry, and it's got those Russian type of bus stops. So this should be Kazakhstan, I wanna say. Um, yeah, pretty industrial as well. Yeah, I'm gonna guess close to Astana or just between Astana and Almaty. I hope it's not closer to Almaty just because I don't think it's that green. I do think Almaty then gives me that Kazakhstan hilly, snowy vibe. But yeah, I do think this is Kazakhstan for sure. And we were quite to the west of our guest there. He did get guess Kyrgyzstan, which I mean in terms of region guess it's not bad. However, there's quite a few indicators to get Kyrgyzstan, and none of them were there. So I do understand that's a bit of a poor guess. Um, wow, this is confusing. We got palm trees and white houses and coastal. I'm gonna. Do I think Bermuda is a good guess here? Those are just a golf course. Maybe to the west might have a bit more green. I do think it's one of those like US based islands. Oh wow, we were in Portugal. Honestly, I'm not too surprised. It did have a bit of the Malta Portuguese vibe as well. But thought with the clarity, of the camera and the sun, it was maybe just closer to America. We do see flat wind farms, so I'm gonna guess Germany here. We might be significantly more north in Germany here, or maybe even in Denmark, just because wind farms mean we're closer to the sea with some good land and sea breezes in. So yeah, it's quite flat as well. So I do think we're a bit more north. Okay, so we're in Belgium or Netherlands. Yep, just on the border, but we're right next to the water. So that kind of aligns with my assumption. I did go with Germany, which I don't know, maybe on second thought I shouldn't have, but it is what it is. And okay, that's definitely some Asian writing on the boxes. We do see those cemented roads, so we should be in Thailand or Philippines for most parts. Banana leaves are usually found in Thailand, however, so I do think I'm gonna guess Thailand here. Um, a lot of wires on the telephone line. Yeah, just gonna guess somewhere to the east of Bangkok. Yeah, not much to go off there. We're also clutching at straws. We don't have too many points to play around with. But yeah, I do hope he gets to India, Loki, just because I feel like people could think this was India as well. Oh wow, would you believe that he guessed West Bengal? And that's the game. Wow. Yeah, that did give a lot of, I would say, India was maybe a bit more middle, maybe towards Madhya Pradesh or Orissa, just because of the reddish nature of the camera and surroundings. But yeah, I guess knowing the pavement roads for Thailand and Philippines will help you narrow it down to those two countries, and then just having better indication or like understanding of which country it could be from there on. We did see bit of the East Asian cursive writing, so that kind of helped us narrow it down to Thailand. So we were in Cambodia, however. I don't just want to put out there. It was in Cambodia, which again kind of makes sense. Um, Neighboring country. Not too annoyed. Usually for Cambodia, we do look for specific indicators. We didn't see anything there just because we were in playing no move. I'm sure if we were playing the moving version, we would have found one of those indicators. Let's see if we can close out our fifth game with a win here. It would be a great um, game to go off of. Yeah, we're 2-2 for today. It's not ideal, but yeah, we could definitely end on a positive ratio here. And instantly, I did think this was Brazil. Um, if you're in Brazil, we're going to be towards the northern side of the country. It's definitely got the white outer lines and the yellow inner lines. It's also got the 2:1 ratio poles. And I've never seen ladder poles in Brazil, which is quite interesting. Oh wow, that's a great region guess from us. We're in the correct state of Maranhão, and yeah, honestly, his guess was good too. I mean, he is from Brazil, so it's actually quite impressive we beat him in his own country with nothing to go off of there. Usually people would go a bit more towards uh, the southern regions, like closer to Rio or Sao Paulo. But yeah, that was a great region guess from us. We got it down to the right state, which is I think quite impressive. This one, I mean, initially we do see the architecture and the low camera angle, so we know we're in Japan, but we were actually in Russia towards the very eastern side. So I guess our guess was better than his, just because you're right there. It did seem quite Japanese, so honestly, I'm not too annoyed there. This one, it looks kind of like Spanish, but we did see Rom, which means this could be Romania. Honestly, it's a very interesting uh, surrounding everywhere around us. Orange TV, again, we don't know which country has that. It's got those kind of trees you would find in like Seattle or British Columbia with those little points, like the Christmas tree vibes. We do say it says Rom Silver right there, so we're going to mostly have to hedge towards Romania, which is a bit wild because it doesn't look like Romania at all. But with the Spanish kind of language and the Rom, we're just gonna guess in the middle of Romania because that's where the hills are. You gone for Finland, and wow, would you believe that it was in Romania? It was in those the mountainous regions in the center, and that makes it 3 out of 3 wins with no moving. So maybe no moving was the play all along. Maybe we would have been 10-0, but honestly, 8-2 to start goal 2, not too annoyed. Honestly, we're on a great track to push towards gold 1, and yeah, we're gonna end it there. That's our 5 games done. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.